Today, our Jaguars are trying to win a second consecutive Super Bowl title. We take on the New York Giants for the second straight season in this game. We beat them 31-7 in decisive fashion last year, on our way to a Super Bowl win and Chuck Johnson's Super Bowl MVP. But New York is back, having beaten their rivals in Philadelphia, the Seattle Seahawks, and the #1 seed Green Bay Packers. They haven't changed very much since the Super Bowl last year. The greatest difference is who's available to actually play in this game, because last year we did not have to face Randall Cooper, fresh off his Defensive Player of the Year season. He is an elite, top tier, top of his position player. 99 finesse, power, block shed, tackling. He has it all, everybody. And he is going to be on the field today after recording 18 sacks again. This season, we have the Defensive Player of the Year in the AFC with Joseph Bowen's big breakout year. Right now, I don't know if he's going to be able to play through this shoulder injury. When we get into the game, I will check, and we'll see if he can play through this injury. But this season, Bowen has been one of our very best players, recording 19 sacks, just as a 23-year-old player. And if he's available, we are about to dump 4 skill points into his skill set. He gets this after winning Defensive Player of the Year, being the Defensive Lineman of the Year. And I'm imagining he gets the Defensive Player of the Year twice, maybe because he's going to be recognized as the league-wide Defensive Player of the Year. I'm not sure why else it would be counting there twice, but it does appear that he did get the XP in both occasions. But he has gone from a late second-round player with promise to an NFL elite in record time, nearly. I mean, this is pretty special. And the upgrades are just ridiculous. He's getting like +3 finesse off of run-stopping upgrades back-to-back. So I have no doubts that we are going to see Joseph Bowen become the best defensive player in the franchise. I don't think that's even a stretch. But I'd sure love to have him out there on the field today. Now, we have a lot of players that are currently on the injury report, and I will see if any of them can actually go. But LaDainian Bigby being out for an additional week, I think is a good enough reason to get him on the injured reserve and look for another center. We are very low on cap space, and we're going to need to free up this $1.6 million. So we're actually going to release Isaiah Pacheco after he did play in our first playoff game. And I'm going to bring back Robert Hunt, just in case we do not have Sam Cosmi today. Hunt might actually be our best option there. And then Jonah Jackson can kind of be the center guard backup for this week. If there's anything that concerns me in this game, it's holding up against the Giants' pass rush. Now, with that being said, I know that Chuck Johnson has, and continues to play under pressure and still play at a high level, take care of the football, and lead us to victories. Can he do it today? And we have returned a Super Bowl rematch. Can Chuck Johnson lead the Jaguars to a second consecutive title, or will the New York Giants avenge the loss of last year and get their first Super Bowl title since the Eli Manning days? Should be a good one here today, everybody. Thank you for your support in the franchise. Very excited we've built a team capable of playing in back-to-back Super Bowls, and I really did not see that coming at all. So, before we even kick off, let's check out the injury reports. What do we have? High ankle sprain, too serious for Cooper. Joseph Bowen cannot play. None of the 4 players who were out with 1-week injuries can play in this game. Underway in the Super Bowl yet again. Jaguars up first today. And on the return, it is Reuben Ross to the 30. And here we get the first battle of the day between the Jaguar offense and this incredible Giants front. Even without Joseph Bowen, this is still a star-studded pass rush matchup. We are deep. Even without Joseph Bowen, it's a fierce front four, one of the best in the league. And we are going to open on the ground today. That is Benji Cormier getting 7 yards. So you have Kayvon Thibodeau here, Dexter Lawrence, and that is Randall Cooper. The first pass from Chuck Johnson is complete to Dontavian Wicks. Now we have Cooper as an interior player on this snap, first down. Joe Johnson is the running back, and he's going to make a move into the hole. And a gain of 6 after I thought that was a TFL. Pump fake, time to throw, and dropped off to Ridley. Thomas Ridley, who has been very good throughout the postseason. I think Dominic Renard just jumped. You never see a fullback false start, but there it is. Play action, and in there for Ridley, racing into the red zone and setting up this offense with a great catch and run. Looking for that opening drive touchdown. Johnson over the middle, complete, and Adonai Mitchell gains 7. Again to the air, Johnson this time does go down. I didn't want to say anything quite yet, but we had done a really good job in pass protection on the drive up until that point. And now, touchdown or field goal try. What's it going to be? Johnson running into Lawrence, who crushes him. And the Giants end the drive. You'll take that if you're New York. Jaguars set up for a field goal try. And they go up 3-0. Last year, Derek Phillips had a very bad Super Bowl, throwing multiple interceptions and not looking comfortable once the game put some stress on him. Our pass rush was all over him, and I'm hoping we can replicate that game plan. Now, there's a big change in the middle, obviously, as they will run right through the middle. A big pickup going to John Williams. So replacing Joseph Bowen then, you're going to see number 73, that's Alex Ratliff. He is a rookie now in a similar position that Bowen was a year ago. Dumped off here. It is a short gain. With no Edgerrin Cooper, this is actually one of the biggest losses because of who's replacing. We don't have another 3-down top-tier linebacker like him, and gashed by Williams for a second time. Chuck Dalton, he's going to play a lot of snaps today. We also have Alex Ratliff, of course, number 73. Phillips play fake, airs this out, and it's complete. Brought in at the 19 by Wan'Dale Robinson. Phillips to throw, under pressure, and he gets rid of it. Which pass rush has more of a dominant impact in this game? Josh Hines-Allen would be, I think, our best pass rusher here today. All over the play action, and Devin Lloyd will drop Phillips. Pressure coming again, completing the screen. This is Williams. And he will make the field goal much less challenging. And Trayvon Walker is now going to leave the field. But we know that if it's a sideline shot there, he's likely coming back. And I would assume on our next drive. But both offenses show promise. Each get 3. Johnson starts the drive. That's Dontavian Wicks. On second down, Chuck will hit Ridley again on the move, right in stride. When we're clicking, we're getting Ridley those catch and run chances. And I feel his game has been cranked up another level here in the postseason. Johnson to the right side. Excellent blocking by Jason Harper. Maybe he's making some money here, and it might not be with us. He doesn't want to re-sign. But Harper's doing a really good job here today. But there's a play in the backfield as they stop Joe Johnson. That's Dexter Lawrence and Cooper. Lawrence now in the zone. Third down. On the move to Thomas. Chuck Johnson with a great throw. Chuck is now at the point where he just processes and does this stuff so quickly. It's so impressive. Now we go Joe Johnson screaming through the middle. A burst to the 11. Second down for Chuck. It's caught again by Ridley. And so far, there's been no issue moving the ball through the air, really for either side. Cormier's the running back now, and it's third down. Johnson spins left, running! He's lifted and slammed by Brian Burns. What a physical play. Burns is not the player he once was. He's down to a 76 overall. But to slam down Chuck Johnson like that is a colossal play. And Aubrey is on again. And it's all threes. Who's going to get that first touchdown then? Giants starting this drive with another solid run. We're missing two key pieces of this run defense, so no surprise that is struggling. Third down, breaking through, and Josh Hines-Allen knocked it out. There's a lot of elite pass rush talent in this game, and Josh Hines-Allen now, this I believe is year 10 or 11 of him in Jacksonville. Almost moved on from him in the offseason. I was like 80% sure he was gone because of our cap situation. But we made it work. And we're sure glad we have him now in this game. Pretty exciting considering we've had 3 field goal tries, no touchdowns. Johnson, it's knocked down. Intended for Wicks. Faking and meeting Randall Cooper. That's a sack on Chuck. 3rd and 16 with Johnson climbing, running now through a sea of blue as he gets swarmed. And now the game settles down a little bit. Good open field tackle. Again all over the quick throw is Ezra Telfer. A screen on 3rd down, and John Williams is going to get it, extending this Giant drive on a very nice play. Oh, he's taken off now. That's Derek Phillips. Definitely didn't see that coming. Well protected, hitting Robinson again. It seems like a different offense as well as a different defense in this game. I mean, it was hard to expect the Giants to play that bad last year in the first place. Contested, but complete to Malik Neighbors. I believe his first catch of the game against Stanley Billups. First down from the 30. Breaking open, Malik Neighbors inside the 10. Got the better of Ezra Telfer. Robinson motioning out. Running it to the end zone. The Giants have taken the lead on a Jalen Wright rushing touchdown. They've looked really good running the football today. Giants have the advantage. It's a different game than we saw last season. All right, a little adversity now for Chuck and the boys. We've had a pretty dominant run this postseason, last postseason. But the Giants now putting us into a much tougher position. They got their first touchdown, now we need ours. Chalk, he completes to Thomas Ridley. 3rd and 6, holding up as Johnson's pass is deflected. Perfect coverage on Brian Thomas. John Williams, 6 carries, 40 yards. Jalen Wright's rushing touchdown was only 6 yards, but it was an extremely well-blocked play. Could have gone for more if they weren't at the 6. And here's Derek Phillips in the zone and wrapped up. Martin Cooper takes him out of the zone. And Trayvon Walker, wow, he takes out the quarterback as well. And now Ratliff is going to come off the field. Now things really get thin at defensive tackle. That's been a completely rebuilt spot for us. Wow, are you telling me Allen's out as well? When did that happen? We're down our top 3 defensive tackles in that case. I have been rebuilding this now for 2 years. Our top 3 guys are a second-year player and 2 rookies. Now we're going to have to see what we're left with. I think I have a break in case of emergency plan. We may have to play Martin Cooper inside, but we also might have to consider Trayvon Walker moving inside, as Daron Payne, the 13th year pro, is a 69 overall. And at this stage of his career, he's an excellent mentor, but he does not have the skills that he once did. So if we play the edge rushers there, then we look at Rashad Good potentially coming off the edge then. And if you remember me signing Rashad Good in the offseason, he was coming off an injury. He couldn't even play until like week 13. But if we want to have our best 4 defensive linemen now on the field, I think he actually gets a chance. We can see what this looks like. Our run defense was already not great. I don't like taking Trayvon Walker off the edge very much. And they're going to get to the outside now. And they ran right by Good. And there's another timeout called. Oh, but it's because we're getting the ball back. I thought somebody else had gotten hurt. Yeah, I don't know if I want to stick with that for Good. It's do we play Cooper or do we play Daron Payne inside, knowing that Payne might not have a huge impact. Because Walker might be most dominant and effective as a defensive end. But now it's a 2-minute drill getting underway where Chuck Johnson dumps it again, hooking up with Ridley. Play action, Brian Burns bit, and the pass is badly underthrown. Intercepted. And taken to the 38-yard line. How about this Giants secondary? Drew Phillips intercepts Chuck Johnson. And the Giants have made plays to end the last 2 drives thanks to their secondary. The tables have turned. And the pass from Phillips goes to Neighbors. Gain of 6. Giants 3rd and 1 with 40 seconds left. Time to throw, and it's wide open. Throwing that one underneath. That's wide out. Delonte Richardson. And the Giants also get the ball coming out of halftime. Officially concerned here as we are able to bring him down in bounds. In the flat, that's likely. And again, very important to keep that clock moving. All right, so what we're going to do here, the Giants just spent their last timeout with 20 seconds left. And as I talked about in the last episode, we know, oddly enough, how that first Giants game went. And with the clock run off here in slow sim, it is a problem. So I'm just going to use a coach suggestion play. I'm not even going to control anybody, but I will get us into the game here for this snap. I can still give us this view. But it's 3rd down and 3. Phillips will throw, has the first down to Likely. And now, well, that's on them. I couldn't save them from themselves, but no field goal for New York. It's 10-6 going into half. Still feel very uncomfortable. It's taken across the 20, and now a pretty good run back for the Giants as they open the 3rd quarter with the football. And Derek Phillips looks so much better than he did a year ago. I think it's really important we get off to a good start here. Phillips broke the sack, then he goes down. And there's an injury now for New York. Overall, a loss of 15 on the play, but Mekhi Becton will now come off the field. Rashad Good, he is right here, number 50 on the edge. 3rd down and 22. And the Jaguars have a quick stay on defense as they will get the ball back. All right, Chuck, it's time to settle things down. Broke a tackle in the backfield, but not the second. Dexter Lawrence re-enters the zone on 2nd down. Flip to Cormier. Tries to cut it back to the middle and gets nothing. 3rd and 10. Time for Chuck. Hits the pass short. Cormier slips the tackle and will continue this possession. He is a really tough player to stop in space, even if Joe Johnson has become more the primary running back. 1st down. Johnson connects. Ridley to the 36 of New York. Off the fake. It's knocked down in the area of Mitchell. I'm not used to seeing the defense make this many plays on the football. That just hasn't been happening. 3rd down and 9. Pocket collapsing. And he's dropped at the 47 out of field goal range. Or is he? 64-yard attempt. Aubrey, will he have enough? No good! Is now the time to come close to an NFL record field goal try. He missed it right. And the Jaguars give the Giants the ball now at the Jaguar 46. Sweeping Telfer, that's why he plays the edge. Phillips backs up, and all over that play is Baxter. Really hoping the defense can make a lot of extra plays today. The offense has not been at their best. It's 3rd and 7. Phillips steps up, wants to run, gets tackled short by Short. 4th and 1. And New York will leave the offense on the field. We don't have our extra beef inside. It's 4th and 1. Rashad Good! He sacks him! And the Jaguars take over. Why would they not just run it up the gut? Rashad Good has 0 career sacks. And now playoffs don't count. But you know what? That's his first career sack. I don't care if he was unblocked and it's the playoffs. It still counts. Chuck Johnson, that is going to be out of bounds. Yeah, we seem very much out of sorts right now. This is a concern. Randall Cooper, he is in the zone. Cormier, going to try the other side now. Nowhere to go. 3rd and 8 for Chuck Johnson. Desperate for a play. And it's not going to come here. This pass rush is feasting. Both defenses have been excellent today. But the Giants on top still as they take over at the 16. Don't cross the line of scrimmage there, Baxter. And we're in the backfield again. Phillips empty on 2nd down. Sends this one deep. And open! He caught it! To the end zone! Touchdown, Giants! Chuck Dalton there is caught in coverage instead of Edgerrin Cooper. They send the running back deep, and that is a massive touchdown for John Williams, who also has 40-plus yards rushing in this game and has been key for the Giant offense. That is going to be really tough for this team to overcome. The turnaround needs to begin now. Good return, though. Cormier brings it out to the 38-yard line. And we really need Chuck Johnson to find some answers on this drive. And maybe that means we switch up the receivers a little bit. I don't think a major move, but Adonai Mitchell has been getting a lot of slot snaps. And our passing game just needs to be right. Oh, come on. Martin Cooper's going to miss now. How many defensive linemen can we possibly lose at once? Daron Payne now has to play. And if for whatever reason another player gets hurt, we are going to have to play somebody like Brian Coleman, who is 251 pounds. Actually, I'd probably move Good inside before getting to that point, but we are in a bad spot right now. Oh, actually, Wicks has been getting all the slot snaps here, and we're still not really finding much to work right now. So here is the updated medical center. This is outrageous. 7 starters are currently out, including a few of our most vital. Nearly 1/3 of our starting lineup is currently out of this game, as Johnson throws complete for Thomas. And if we get back in this game, it might be because Brian Thomas has himself a huge final quarter. We're going to need some big plays. We need 2 touchdowns in this game. We haven't scored 1, and I don't think it's the running game that's going to solve this. They run. Johnson. Very tough effort out to the 42. Oh, come on. False start. I would be intimidated by this defensive line as well. Mitchell is the motion man. Chuck deep drop. Needs 8. And it's going to be short. Joe Johnson gets them close. And they will leave the offense on the field. I think this is obviously a passing situation. We agree. And open is Ridley. Gets a block. Sprung inside the 20. And he's doing it again. 8 catches, 128 yards. But now, hope for Jacksonville as we head into the 4th quarter. And we're looking for a double-digit comeback from Chuck Johnson. A very different Super Bowl than what we saw play out a year ago. Back to pass. Complete. That's Joe Wilder. Ahead to the 5. Johnson, 4-man rush. Stands in. And Cooper has a 3rd sack. 3rd and 10 against the blitz. It's complete. And only a yard shy. What do you do here? They're going to play it safe. Looking for a 1-possession ball game. Aubrey hits the kick. The Giants have it at their 24. That's Robinson. 8 yards. Now, New York has lost some linemen in this game, and this could play a very key role down the stretch as we try to get the ball back. Deron Payne's on the field right now. Play action, and Phillips able to escape the sack. 3rd and 2. It is a run. Enough for the first, and breaking it outside. What a day for John Williams, who could be in line for a Super Bowl MVP award if this score holds. It's caught! Isaiah Likely! Taken to the 10 and down to the 6. Another magnificent play out of this Giant offense. Phillips to throw, and caught! Touchdown! They beat Devin Lloyd. It is Tony Newton, the tight end. And New York is trying to return the favor after the disappointment of last year. And we're in the neighborhood of the same type of score that game was. What a 180. Down 15. What do you even do here? You look for the big answer. Ridley makes the grab. 28 yards. So, I mean, it's not impossible. You need 15 points, obviously, to tie things. Chuck Johnson with 7:35 to go is sacked. You can't afford many of those, but you just need 2 touchdown drives. You're going to have the possessions. Can you do the job? Caught by Wicks inside the 30. On the slant. That's Brian Thomas to the 10. Really good start to this drive, looking for the finish, and Adonai Mitchell into the end zone. He dives across, and the Jaguars now should go for 2. That way, if we fail, we have time to get it. Would have time for a third possession anyway, or knew we had to focus on it, but we're going to kick the extra point. I don't really like waiting on the 2-point try, but it's a 1-possession ball game. And we put some pressure now on New York to kill this clock. 24-16, don't count us out yet. Running right, and there's a wide open run. And just give him the first down there, honestly. 2nd and inches, off the fake, and a great catch again by Isaiah Likely. If they can at least get a field goal here, it becomes much tougher for us to pull this off, as we would then need 2 possessions guaranteed. With Derek Phillips in the zone, you gotta get to him. They can't here, it's Likely. And they're in field goal range now. Likely with the catch and run all the way to the 5. Phillips, he's hit. That one's incomplete. If there were ever a time to ask for a takeaway, can we somehow disrupt him here? Williams on the toss. Gets tackled by Goodson. They'll keep it in the air, and it's overthrown. 20-yard field goal try now, a chip shot for New York. And this kick is up and good. We need 2 possessions in 3 minutes, 1 second. This would be the time to see if you can hit that Brian Thomas deep ball. Chuck Johnson will start, and Joe Johnson makes the catch coming out of the backfield. How many snaps can you get off now before the 2-minute warning? 2:35 left. Chuck dancing away, sails the pass deep, and down there is Thomas. That's the big one. Up to the line. That was actually friendly runoff. Play fake. Chuck out of bounds. Luckily, Jaguars with all 3 timeouts, and no! What was that? The last 2 throws were both put into harm's way by Chuck Johnson. No, that's going to cost us the game. That does not happen very often from him. We had our chance. That big catch by Thomas was what I was waiting for. Even if we just get 3 there and have timeouts left, we'd still have a chance. Rashad Good makes the best play of his career as we call our last timeout. With the first down, Giants win the game. Phillips over the middle, and I think you found the MVP. What a game from John Williams, and that is going to do it. We defeated New York last year in dominant fashion. That would have been a frustrating game on their side, and now it's the exact opposite this year. With 7 starters missing, a myriad of injuries, and a team that just did not play well. Chuck Johnson had a down day, and the Giants this year are going to be the champions. I don't know if we could ever ask for a third meeting, but I'd sure love to see us healthier and maybe with a better offensive line have a chance to challenge them again. The saga between Jacksonville and New York is now even, with both sides taking home a Super Bowl title. And finally, the Jaguars are dethroned. A potential dynasty is put on hold. And this season comes to a bittersweet conclusion. 6 years now in the franchise complete. We will be getting to the offseason here shortly. I have some plans for that. But what a sad way for this year to end. Just two mistakes out of Chuck Johnson that he doesn't usually make. We don't see the multi-interception games from him very often. But this was an exceptionally tough game. The Giants got after him with Randall Cooper, who, by the way, apparently got hurt late, but not until he had 6 TFLs, 3 sacks. Dexter Lawrence had 5 TFLs, plus 1.5 sacks. Of course, I can't roll back that interception, but that was just forced. I don't know why Johnson went through with it. He doesn't force passes often. It's been an amazing 2 years with this team, watching them grow into not just a championship contender, but one of the most feared teams now in the franchise. Unfortunately, today they meet their match. The Giants are pretty scary as well. I've been, pointing out how impressively built that team has been for quite some time. But now they are the new champions, and I would assume John Williams was MVP. No, they got to give it to the quarterback, but I would give my vote to the running back. 31-7 was the score a year ago, and this year 27-16. The chances for us were there all the way until the end. For Chuck Johnson, that is now 5 seasons in the books for his career. This season, he had 1 multi-interception game. It came in the Super Bowl, which was also the game he took the most sacks of any this season, with 7. As I continue to focus on the offseasons and think about how to get this team more success and more championships, I certainly think we have to make the offensive line a greater priority, although, it has been a priority. I've spent a lot of early picks and a lot of work building this line, but to get players better than 83, 84 isn't easy. Sam Cosmi had to be signed because we haven't developed that player. But I think we have to continue to search, consider trades, and make sure this offensive line is better for next year. As this team gets more expensive and we lose certain players to free agency, I think it becomes even more imperative that you are at least solid in the trenches. You've got to be set there or everything gets far more difficult. I'd rather have a really good offensive line, and then maybe you have to develop some skill players along the way, or you lose a couple players maybe in the secondary on defense. The glue that keeps teams together is at the quarterback and the offensive and defensive line positions, which we are positioned with greatly on defense, especially with the likes of Joseph Bowen now making incredible strides in 1 year's time. Let's check on some retirements here. Myles Garrett has retired. Elton Jenkins, Baker Mayfield. Nice little 2-year stretch for him in Jacksonville. George Kittle retires. Brian O'Neill, A.J. Brown. A lot of the mainstays are moving on, and there's Robert Hunt, who came back for 1 more game to play the Super Bowl. I'm going to simulate us to the offseason. I want to see if we lose our coordinator this year. And for the 2nd straight year, our offensive coordinator is hired away. Lucas Giovanni has moved on and is now going to be the head coach of the Pittsburgh Steelers. You know what? I should have brought this up in the first playoff game, but the game against the Browns was us facing last year's offensive coordinator, head coach Garrett Pratt, who went over to Cleveland and whose offense did not look too good against us in that matchup. But I wanted to at least see some regression and some development numbers going into the offseason. You can leave your feedback on any signings you think we should make. The player I've been paying attention to for a long time now is Josh Hines-Allen. He is not regressing very quickly at all, but his development does go down, and he does lose a handful of skill points. But losing 10 at 34 years old, that is not bad. He's been an incredible player throughout this entire series. Will we be able to bring him back? His contract is now up. We have some other pass rushers, but a lot of free agents, and we have to work through that entire process. Not seeing anything different for offensive devs. For defense, Mike Goodson goes down to superstar, and I'm not going to edit that one back. He wasn't phenomenal or anything, and he is still a superstar. But did he play well enough to maintain X Factor? Best of the best status? No, I don't think he did. So we're going to have around $130 million in cap space. We will have Ezra Telfer's fifth-year option decision, and maybe you can guess what I'm looking to do there. Edgerrin Cooper, though, is going to be a free agent. So is Joey Harper, who now has interest in coming back, but is that mutual? Trayvon Walker is still a star dev, 87 overall, looking for $26 million a year. Sam Cosmi is a free agent, but down to 87. Benji Cormier's fifth-year option decision will have to be made. Josh Hines-Allen is a free agent. Sergio Baxter. If we just run through some pretty quick math here, let's just call Cooper 11, Harper if he came back. That one is more 17. Trayvon Walker, we'll say 26. Cosmi, 15. Josh Hines-Allen, another 25 there. Baxter, let's say 11. That would be $105 million, just with those rough numbers. I think we can keep most of these players around, but we want to leave some money to explore, I think, more offensive line upgrades. I think I'm hesitant to offer to Harper right now. This is setting up to be a good tackle class. But it is hard to find a lot of players better ratings-wise than this. I mean, there's a lot to like with Joey Harper, and he's certainly a difficult-to-replace player. I will say, though, he gave up 6 sacks in the postseason. But that is where we're going to end things today. An unfortunate close to our season, but our window remains wide open with Chuck Johnson, the star players on this team, and head coach Nate Bell. If you're excited to see more Jaguars franchise, let me know down in the comments section. We will be getting to a lot of MLB The Show here this week, and I don't know what all that's going to look like, as I haven't started the new franchise yet, and I haven't played the game yet, but I will be focused on playing the show. That is dropping on, I believe, Friday is early access. So that is going to do it for today. But I'll be back again with more Jaguars soon. Please leave a like and subscribe to the channel, and we'll continue on in the offseason next time.